It always begins in silence. Not the kind that soothes you, but the kind that wraps around your heart like a weight. Heavy, dense, quiet. The kind of silence where you begin to forget what joy sounds like. Where you begin to wonder if heaven has gone mute. Tonight, it's 3:12 a.m. You lie awake, staring at the ceiling, knowing no one's coming. You've stopped crying. The tears dried weeks ago. What's left isn't sadness. It's numbness. You try to pray, but every time your lips form words, they collapse into stillness. You remember verses. You remember hymns. You remember that one time at church when you swore you felt something. But right now, it feels like fiction. Tonight, you whisper, "God, are you even real?" You don't say it loud. You're scared he might hear you, or worse, that he won't. Just last year, things were different. You were leading Bible study, volunteering on Sundays, smiling through it all. Then came the layoff, then the breakup, then the diagnosis, then the loss, then the silence. One hit after another, until you stopped asking, "Why me?" and started thinking, "Of course me." You kept showing up, but each week it got harder to pretend. You look in the mirror now and barely recognize the person staring back. The fire is gone. The hope? Gone. The belief? Barely flickering. You say you're fine because what else is there to say? You've already asked for prayer. You've already been told, God has a plan. You've already heard, just have faith. But faith doesn't keep the loneliness away at 3:12 a.m. Then it happens. Not a miracle, not a beam of light, just something, a memory, a breath, a feeling like someone sat beside you. No sound, but in your mind, you remember a verse you haven't read in years. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. Why now? You sit up, and in that moment you feel it. Presence. It doesn't fix everything, but it reminds you that something, someone, is still with you. And for the first time in a long time, you breathe without hurting. The next night, you light a candle, not because it's dark, but because you want to believe again. You open your Bible, not out of habit, but hunger. The pages feel foreign, but still you flip through them. You land on the prodigal son, not by accident. God has a way of orchestrating these moments. You read it slowly. You feel every word. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. And that's when it hits you. You thought God was waiting for you to get it together, to get stronger, to be less broken. But he's not waiting at the finish line. He's running toward you. You begin noticing it. Not big changes, but small shifts. You hear a worship song you used to love, and this time it doesn't make you sad. It makes you ache in a holy way. You talk to a friend, and for the first time in months, you say what you really feel. And that night, you dream of him, not as a glowing figure, not as a distant deity, but as a man sitting beside you, quiet, gentle, patient. He doesn't say, "Why did you leave me?" He says, "I never left you." Healing isn't a straight line. Some mornings, the weight comes back, but now you know what to do. You sit in the silence again, not to escape it, but to meet him there. And slowly, the silence becomes sacred. The darkness becomes a chapel. You don't fear the 3:12 a.m. anymore, because you know God meets people in the dark. And one day, you'll look someone in the eye and say, "I've been there, but he met me, and he'll meet you too."